Well, the results are in for several special elections in our area. We'll look at what voters decided on tax issues and more. And summer break is coming up for students, how local communities are working to make sure no children go hungry.
Covering news where you live. This is 5 News at Noon.
Well, thank you for joining us for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Morgan Wrigley, Reveal, here with meteorologist Stephen Elmore. It's the middle of the week, and it's the peak, though, I think, of the heat this week.
Yeah, today's definitely going to be the warmest day today. Right now, already seeing those 70s and 80s. I think we break a few records this afternoon as well. It's still going to be warm the rest of the week, but more rain chances may cool things down ever so slightly. Here's a look outside this afternoon. Blue skies out there, a few puffy clouds here and there, but overall the real story is just how warm it is outside. We're getting into the afternoon. Almost everybody is already into those low to mid 80s out there. We are going to have a chance of breaking a few records for us today once we get into the late afternoon and into the early evening hours. But outside of it being a little bit on the warmer side for today, it's a really nice day for our Wednesday. Current temperatures out there right now already 82 degrees there in Bentonville and Fayetteville. 78 is our cool spot there in Huntsville. 85 right now in Van Buren and 86 there in Fort Smith, 85 there in Boonville. No matter where you are this afternoon, it is warm out there. Some would consider it hot. I think by the time we say we'll get to 4 or 5 p.m. when we're at that peak heating hour of the day, that's where we can see those heat index values, what it feels like outside, getting close to those mid to upper 90s, if not close to the triple digits for some. Northwest Arkansas, the rest of the day today looks like this. Plenty of sunshine is going to continue, with those daytime highs getting up into those upper 80s for us today. By the time we get to this evening, still going to be muggy, still going to be on the warmer side of things. Across the river valley, we're going to top out into those low to mid 90s for us today. A little bit of cloud coverage may work in by the time we get to this evening, but overall not much, and it's not going to do much to help our temperatures out. It is hot out there right now. It's going to get even warmer by the time we get to this afternoon. So here's a look at what we're talking about when it comes to breaking those records. Fayetteville had a record in 22 at 89 degrees. Forecast for today's right around those upper 80s. I think we have a good chance of at least tying that, if not breaking that, for today. But the Fort Smith record was set back in 1915 with a record of 92 degrees. The forecast for that is higher for that for today. I think we have a really good chance of breaking that. Now, those rain chances, those thunderstorm chances, they make a return back into the forecast as soon as tomorrow evening. We'll talk about that coming up.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, new at noon, the Fayetteville Police Department has announced the arrest and extradition of rape suspect Richard Lim. In February, the Fayetteville Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division got a complaint that named Richard Lim as a suspect in a sexual assault investigation. Then on March 31st, an arrest warrant was obtained by police for Lim. Shortly after the warrant was issued, investigators determined that Lim had fled the U.S. and traveled to Qatar and then to Thailand. With the assistance of Homeland Security and authorities in Thailand, Lim was taken into custody there. Now, he's been extradited back to the United States now. He'll be held at the Washington County Detention Center on a $1 million bond pending trial. He'll be charged with 2 counts of rape, 1 count of second-degree sexual assault, and 1 count of sexually grooming a child. Well, the results are in for several special elections in our area. Arkansas voters cast ballots on a wide range of issues, including education, taxes, and even safety. In Fort Smith, voters said an overwhelming yes to tax reallocation issues. Voters approved extending a 3/4-cent tax passed in 2022 and using it to fund consent decree work and pay off bonds designed to speed up those consent decree projects. Voters also reauthorized a 1-cent sales tax that was passed several years ago solely for streets, drainage, and bridge work, and using a small part of that for other consent decree work. Meanwhile, in Gravette, voters rejected a proposal to change how the city collects dues for the fire department. Only 43% of voters were in favor of this plan, which would have meant that the fire dues would be collected with property taxes. The Gravette Fire Department serves more than 3,000, but says fewer than half currently pays the dues. In Gentry, voters approved a new millage tax to help the school fund repairs. 62% of voters were in favor of this plan. School district officials say the money will go to help funding their plans for building new classrooms and improving their facilities. And several communities also decided on some school board races. You can view more on those races and the full election results on our website, 5newsonline.com, and also on our free 5 News app. President Trump has arrived in Qatar for the second leg of his Middle East trip. Before leaving Saudi Arabia, he met with the new president of Syria. Natalie Brand has more on the meeting.
President Trump touched down in Qatar, greeted with an elaborate arrival ceremony at the royal court. Before leaving Saudi Arabia, the president met privately with the new president of Syria, Ahmed al-Shara, alongside Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The White House says they discussed helping prevent the resurgence of ISIS and terrorism. President Trump also urged Syria to sign on to the Abraham Accords to normalize diplomatic ties with Israel.
I told him, I hope you're going to join when it's straightened out. He said yes. But they have a lot of work to do.
It comes a day after President Trump announced he would lift sanctions on Syria to give the country a new opportunity.
I think it's an important step in the right direction.
Brian Katulis of the Middle East Institute says Saudi Arabia pushed for the move to help stabilize the region.
This will help in the broader effort to actually signal to those in the region who want to stand up to Iran that they can actually do so through the political and economic means.
While the president is in Qatar today, there's increasing pushback here at home over the possibility he may accept a luxury jet from the small Gulf state.
Qatar's not, in my opinion, a great ally. I mean, they support Hamas, and so what I'm worried about is the safety of the President of the United States.
Today, President Trump said Qatar agreed to spend $200 billion to buy 160 U.S. planes made from Boeing. Boeing CEO was there for the signing ceremony and called it the largest jet order in the company's history. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump is the first U.S. president to pay an official visit to Qatar. Arkansas's governor says the president has signed off on federal relief money to help with storm recovery here in Arkansas. This right here is video showing the aftermath of the EF4 tornado in the Cave City area that happened on March 14th. This is one of the communities where that money will go. 3 people across the state died in that severe weather outbreak. Damage was reported in 17 counties. The governor sent out an announcement about the major disaster declaration last night, saying that FEMA will now offer individual assistance to Arkansans who were impacted by the storms that happened on March 14th and March 15th. Well, the jury in the Sean Diddy Combs trial heard from a crucial witness. Combs' former girlfriend, Cassandra Ventura, took the stand as a key prosecution witness on Tuesday. The R&B singer, who was noticeably pregnant on the stand, testified that they started dating when she was 22, while she was signed to Combs' record label. She also told jurors that she participated in drug-fueled sex sessions with other men to please Combs, feeling like she had no other choice.
She's very prepared. I think she understands that she'll tell the truth, whether it helps or hurts.
The defense concedes Combs had violent outbursts, but maintains the encounters were voluntary and that all relationships were consensual. Combs' attorneys have indicated they may call Ventura's husband as a witness to discredit parts of her story. And the Menendez brothers are a big step closer to freedom after 35 years behind bars. A judge resentenced the brothers, Eric and Lyle, to life with the possibility of parole for the murder of their parents. Carter Evans was in the courtroom in Los Angeles when the decision was announced.
I am so happy that I wore waterproof mascara is how I'm feeling, because I have been crying all day long. So,
tears of joy and hugs all around for the family of Eric and Lyle Menendez. The brothers appeared via live stream from a San Diego prison Tuesday, speaking right after Judge Michael Jessic announced he would re-sentence them. Lyle, appearing somber and sincere, spoke first, saying, "I take full responsibility, and 35 years later, I'm deeply ashamed of who I was." Then his brother Eric spoke remorsefully, saying, "I was the one who convinced my brother to take action. I fired all 5 rounds at my parents," adding, "I'm truly sorry my parents are not alive because of me."
We're one huge step closer to bringing the boys home.
Their attorney, Mark Garagos, arguing for months that the brothers are rehabilitated. Jessic ultimately ruled the men did not pose an unreasonable risk to society.
They have not fully accepted responsibility for all their criminal conduct.
The district attorney opposed resentencing, claiming the brothers recently broke prison rules, smuggling in cell phones and demonstrating an inability to regulate their own behavior. The court also heard from Honore Brown, a former inmate who credits the brothers for his rehabilitation and parole.
Would you be a free man today
if it weren't for your relationship with the Menendez brothers?
I don't believe I would be. I believe I'd still be there fighting. I wouldn't have my children, my life, my career, everything that I have right now.
It was a good day for the Menendez brothers. There's no question that this is a big and favorable change in the case for them. They were resentenced. They could see the outside of a prison for the first time in decades in the very near future.
Now, while the judge did find the brothers deserved a reduced sentence, he also agreed with the DA, saying they might not be ready for release just yet, which is why he deferred the decision to the state parole board. That board already had a meeting scheduled for the brothers next month as part of their separate bid for clemency from the governor. Carter Evans, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Well, here at home, federal funding is helping pay for breakfast and lunches for students in Lincoln schools. The grant program provides free meals for students without requiring household applications. Lincoln Public Schools says the government will reimburse them about 75% of the cost, with the school district picking up the difference.
This is going to take a big weight off of a parent. And as a parent of children in this school, I know how hard it is to feed your kids on a monthly budget. So with us going free, everybody can eat at a free cost without stressing over paying a large lunch account or having to worry about how you're going to feed your kids that day.
The program goes into effect at the start of the next school year. And also this summer in Poto, a group is working to provide kids with free lunches. The Kavanaugh Event Center there in downtown Poto will be hosting that free program. Lunches will be provided every Tuesday and Thursday once school is out, and no sign up or ID is required. The program will run all summer long.